Hi guys, so today, in this video, we're going to talk about The Dark Knight and why it has kind of ruined DC's comic book universe, movie universe. Right, Dark Knight I think is a great film. It's not your typical superhero film that we'd had up until then, because up until then we'd had things like Batman and Robin. Yeah. He did something brilliant. I mean, he created a great world with Batman Begins. That's a great introduction to Batman. We'd never seen the origin story before. That brought that into it. That created a world and a brilliant version of Gotham. And quite a good version of Batman. I will admit, I'm not a big fan of Christian Bale. I think he's a bit of a pain in the bum. But, you know, that's who he chose. He does quite a good job in the first one. The second one, he does a strange voice. But anyway, so Dark Knight comes along, and it's old school Michael Mann thriller. It's like Heat. Apparently Christopher Nolan said, "Oh, I borrowed a bit from Heat." Yeah, and you can really see it. There's the heist at the beginning. There's a bit in the middle where they sit across a table and talk about morality and stuff like that. He's borrowed bits, which is great. That's what, you know, George Lucas did it with Star Wars. He borrowed bits from Legends and things like that. So it's not a crime, right? The Joker is probably the darkest version of that character that there's ever been, but he is such an interesting character. In some ways, he overshadows the film. I have a Heath Ledger bust of him that I had to paint up. I had two of them. I sold one, so I had to sit and watch. And when I'm painting these things up, I like to sit and watch the film in the background for the, you know, to absorb the thing of it. And I realised that I only was sort of paying attention every time Heath Ledger was on. Not because I was painting the bust, but because his performance was breathtaking. His performance needed to be watched. So I was watching it. I was like, oh. And he really is the high point of the film, really, which is great. I'm not dissing that. But then he's created this, they created this film, this great universe, and they did the third one, Dark Knight, and that was terrible. I mean, that is a really, really bad film. It's just so... Don't get me wrong, I think Bane is brilliant in it. I think he's... Yes, you know, Bane. But the bit at the end where they're sat there and she's dying, Talia Ghul's dying, and she's explaining to them about how the bomb's going to go off, and they all stand there and watch, and you just go, don't listen to her, get the bomb in a truck, get it away, yeah? And the ending with, is he dead or alive, or, it's supposed to be clever. No, it isn't. It's terrible. Anyway, so The Dark Knight is the best that DC have done so far. So when they recreate Superman, what do? They make him dark. Let's make it dark and gritty. And what's it? Because Dark Knight worked. Why did they not go the other way and say, right, seeing as... I mean, Superman is the brightest of all the DC characters. He is a guy in blue, bright blue, with a big S on his chest in red and a red cape, and wow. And you watch the Christopher Reeves one and he's there and he's like... You know, he rescues Lois on the helicopter and she says, "Who are you?" And he goes, "A friend," and flies off. And that moment, even as a kid, that moment was like, wow. There's no wow to him. He just looks all the way through it. Yes, show that he has problems, because it would be the worst thing. There would never be a moment's silence if you're Superman. You're going to hear every crime, every event, everything that goes wrong in the world. You're going to know about it. Yeah, and touch on that. But show it in a cleverer way. Show this bright, heroic guy that everybody looks up and goes, wow, isn't he brilliant? Look what he does. Oh. And then show him fly away, land on a rooftop somewhere else and just go... Yeah, that would have been cleverer. That would have been a real fantastic moment. But they don't do that. They make him... Yeah? Then they did Superman versus Batman, and they tried to make it like Christopher Nolan again, all dark and gritty and it just doesn't work. And Suicide Squad couldn't make its mind up where it wanted to sit. Do we do dark and gritty? But then we've got these humorous characters and we've got a huge sense of humour with it. And let's make it light and bright, but also let's make it dark but light and bright. But yeah, the characters are messed up because they are trying to imitate Dark Knight. Yeah, why not? Right, you look at Marvel, right? Okay, yeah, I am a Marvel fan. I'm a DC fan as well. I'm wearing a Marvel t-shirt. I couldn't find a DC character t-shirt, so yeah. You look at the Marvel films, Iron Man, he has his problems, and they address them in the first one, they address them in the second one, and in the third one. But they do it cleverly because he has, like Batman. Batman has 3 personas. He has the Bruce Wayne that everybody sees, millionaire playboy, how are you doing, which Tony Stark does. Then there's the Batcave Batman, Bruce Wayne, the broken child whose parents were killed, which you see that in Tony Stark as well. And then there's Iron Man, who's Iron Man. Marvel will take a risk. Guardians of the Galaxy was a risk because it's bright, it's humorous, and it's an amazing film. And I remember when they said they were doing Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, seriously? Oh, that's not going to work. And they did it. DC, wake up. I know all you fans of DC out there are all going to diss me and dislike me and give me, and don't subscribe or whatever because I am being mean to DC things, right? I love them both. I really want DC to do well. Yeah? I really want this, and they said Avengers film. I really want this Justice League film to be fantastic. I loved the animated series of Justice League. I love Batman Begins. I love Batman. Yeah, he's one of my favourite heroes. But DC, you need to lighten up. You need to stop trying to make the Christopher Nolan kind of films unless you're letting Christopher Nolan make them. Yeah? Marvel, they take risks. They do things. I mean, Ant-Man, that's really off. Yeah? It's a heist film. Doctor Strange, yeah, maybe Doctor Strange is just a copy of Iron Man without the suit. Very similar origin story. But then a lot of these characters have similar origin stories. Yeah? That's the thing with comics. Marvel have looked at the comics that people read and said, right, let's make the characters like the comics. DC did that with Batman. Yeah, Batman Begins and Dark Knight are very much like a genre of the comics. I've read comics for years. I remember a time when Batman used to go out in spaceships and fight aliens. Yeah? That was a Batman that existed in the 50s. There's the Adam West version of Batman, who's a guy in tights. Yeah? Which I love that. I think he's brilliant now. Yeah, I grew up on it. There's the animated series. The animated series of Batman is probably the best version of him that exists. But DC, stop making the gritty, dark films and just make good films. You don't have to make them Oscar material. Yeah? Just make films that we come out of and think, wow, that was brilliant. Not come out of and go, I'm really depressed now. Yeah? I just don't know what is wrong with you. I don't know why you can't see it. Yeah? Marvel are winning because they are making films that my mum will watch. Yeah? Yes, make clever films. You could make Batman with Ben Affleck and make it like Dark Knight. Make it a thriller. Yeah? Because Batman's up for that. But Batman can also be sci-fi. Batman can also be fun. Batman can be a lot of different things. Yes, I don't like Batman and Robin. I like the first Tim Burton one. I don't like Batman Returns. I think it's a terrible film. I didn't like it when I was a kid, and I've tried, and there's just something not right about it. And I don't know what it is because I really like Batman, but I just cannot enjoy that film. Batman Forever kind of works for me, yeah, because it's a different genre of Batman. It's a different take on the character, yeah. This character, the characters in comics are open because they've been around for 70 or 80 years, particularly the DC ones. They've been around so long. Batman started off as dark and gritty, using guns. He went through the thing, he got Robin, and it was all adventure and what's it. He's been sci-fi, he's been everything. They have the Bat family, you know, Alfred, Batgirl, Batwoman, Ace the Bat Dog. Yeah, seriously, Ace the Bat Dog. I think there was even there was Super Chimp in the Superman comics. Jimmy Olsen was a lizard boy. Yeah, they had fun with those characters, and I don't want them to make them all that dumb, but just look at what Marvel are doing and being bright and colourful like the comic books. Make the characters like they are in the comic books. Yeah? Superman should have been a hero. He should have been the brightest star that stands on top of the thing and looks heroic. Not somebody that permanently looks like he's going to cry. Yeah? I am so with DC, yeah? You're just doing it wrong. And I know I know this seems like a rant, but I'm getting this off my chest because I feel I need to. Yeah? Please, if you agree with me, subscribe, like, whatever. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you think of my opinion, yeah? It's good for me to vent this anger, yeah? So, like I say, if you like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Please understand, I love DC Comics. I love the characters. I'm not dissing that. I quite liked Superman, Man of Steel. The other ones, there's bits of them I like. So yeah, like I say, like, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. It's been great talking to you. I feel like I've exorcised the demons. This house is clear. Have a great day, a great night, and I will see you all really soon. Hopefully, unless you all unsubscribe and get me banned.